She looked at me with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes, a silver serving spoon hovering over a porcelain bowl. "You have to try this," she said. The room buzzed around us. Distant laughter, the clatter of forks and glasses. The air smelled like cinnamon and glazed ham, like home, but not mine. I looked down at the fruit salad. Whipped cream folded over soft orange cantaloupe, pale green honeydew, red grapes glistening like rubies. I could already feel the phantom itch in the back of my throat. My ears ached, just imagining it. "No, thank you," I said gently. "I'm allergic to melon." And just like that, the room changed. Her smile disappeared. She looked at me like I had insulted her grandmother's legacy, which I suppose I had. "Allergic? To melon," she said. "No one is allergic to melon." I nodded, still polite. "It's not life-threatening. It just makes my throat and ears itch for a day or so. I'll pass." She stared at me for a moment, then turned away without a word. That should have been the end of it. But it wasn't. This happened years ago, when I was stationed in the barracks and couldn't afford the flight home for the holidays. My friend, someone I trusted, invited me to spend it with his family. Said they were warm, welcoming, kind, that his grandma made the best fruit salad in the state. He wasn't kidding. People at the table spoke of it like legend. The whispers of, "Did you get any of Grandma's salad?" were reverent, like it was holy. And for a moment I thought, maybe I should just eat it, just a spoonful, just to be polite. But then I remembered the last time I gave in like that, the way my throat burned for hours, the tightness, the swelling. Not enough to need an EpiPen, but enough to regret it. Enough to sit in bed scratching at my skin, wondering why I always put other people's comfort above my own body. So I didn't eat it. After dinner, my friend pulled me aside. He didn't ask if I was okay. He didn't ask how I was feeling, or if I needed anything. He just leaned in, low and stern, and said, "You upset my grandma." I blinked. "What?" "She made that salad for everyone. She always makes it. You could have had a small bite. It's not like you'd die." And that was it. No concern for my discomfort. No acknowledgement of my boundary. Just a guilt trip over a bowl of fruit I didn't ask for. He told me I was selfish, that I'd embarrassed him, that I'd ruined the night. Then he said he wouldn't be bringing me to any more family events ever again. And I stood there, suddenly feeling very small in a house that wasn't mine, surrounded by people who had just hours ago seemed so warm. I'd come because I didn't want to spend the holiday alone. I thought I was being welcomed. Instead, I was now a problem, an ungrateful guest, the guy who disrespected Grandma. But here's the thing they didn't understand. My body isn't a courtesy card. It's not a token of gratitude I can trade for acceptance. It's mine. And no one gets to tell me to ignore what it's trying to say, just to avoid ruffling feathers. The worst part wasn't the salad. It wasn't even Grandma's offense. It was the betrayal. This was someone I considered a friend. Someone who knew I was struggling to get home. Who saw me year after year spending holidays in a bunk bed under flickering fluorescent lights, scraping together enough for ramen and maybe a gas station pie. And when he had the chance to show compassion, to stand beside me, he didn't. He stood with the salad. And look, I get it. Family is complicated. Grandmas can be proud. Maybe she was just trying to hold on to a tradition, to feel useful, loved, important. I'm not mad at her for offering it, but when I said no, that should have been enough. No thank you should always be enough. especially when someone says, "I'm allergic." Instead, I got the opposite. Pressure, doubt, dismissal, followed by exile. And the irony? I was the one accused of being rude. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make a scene. I just said no. Twice. And somehow, that made me the villain. Later that night, back at the barracks, I laid in bed thinking about it. About how often people expect politeness to mean compliance. About how boundaries, especially quiet, reasonable ones, get treated like insults. About how easy it is to be labeled selfish when all you're doing is trying to stay safe. I've dealt with a lot in uniform: isolation, disconnection, loneliness. But something about that moment cut deeper than I expected. Maybe because it reminded me that some people will only make room for you if you fit into their comfort zone, even if it means denying your own. I never saw that friend again. He never apologized, never checked in, just disappeared. And honestly, I don't miss him. Because what he showed me that day was this: he didn't care that I was uncomfortable. He just cared that I didn't make them uncomfortable. So, am I the asshole? Was I wrong for refusing to eat something that makes my body react? Was I supposed to suck it up for a day of itching, just to avoid offending someone who doesn't even believe food allergies are real? Because if that's what friendship costs, I don't think I want to pay it. Sometimes, it's not the allergy that hurts. It's the disbelief, the dismissal. The people who make you feel like protecting your own body is an inconvenience to their tradition. This story isn't about fruit salad. It's about boundaries. It's about how quietly we're asked to betray ourselves for the sake of politeness. How easily no thank you gets interpreted as disrespect. And how often we're told to endure discomfort just to avoid someone else's disappointment. But here's what I believe: respecting your body is never selfish. And any relationship, friend, family, stranger at a dinner table, that punishes you for that is a relationship not worth keeping. So next time someone tells you to just eat it, to just suck it up, to not make a big deal out of something your body is trying to warn you about, remember this story. You don't owe anyone your suffering, and no is still a complete sentence. If you've ever been in a moment like this, where you felt small for honoring your truth, I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice might be the one someone else needs to hear. This is AITA Stories. Thanks for listening.